Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond. Look after Mr. Bond. See that some harm comes to him.
You used to say, live and let live. You know you did, you know you did, you know you did.
Live and Let Die.
I hereby do commandeer this vehicle and all those persons within.
This is our first movie with Moore.
Yes.
So that's great. And I think he's the longest running James Bond.
15, 12. He doesn't start in 70. He starts in 73.
I think he's played in the most amount of films as Bond. I gotta say, in terms of like production quality, things jump up really like drastically.
It is kind of crazy how literally 2 years
It's
between
still like
Diamonds and Live and Let Die, but the change in production quality is so noticeable.
I like the plot. It's like slightly convoluted, but not that much. Two of some of the best henchmen, Clawman and Mr. Skullface. All the villains in this movie are like black too, which is really interesting because you get to be in areas that in other James Bond films you just don't go as very often.
This is like Wakanda, reverse Wakanda.
You're in New Orleans, and that's really fun. And there's a really goofy, kind of cool scene where there's like a spy, a walking group who are like doing like a funeral dance thing. They show up and they like scoop up the body and put him in the casket and keep going.
That was their like assassination technique. The whole street is working for them. They're doing a parade just to like kill this guy and cover it up immediately. It's crazy.
And certainly compared to the 60s, it was new. This is where we really commit to sacrificing the stuntmen. Mm-hmm. You have a scene where James Bond is stuck in the middle of the bayou, and there's a bunch of like alligators and crocodiles. They have him run on top of the heads of crocodiles and alligators to get to the shore. They had an actual stuntman run on top of their heads.
It's insane.
Like jumping on them. The stuntman had like 141 stitches or something like that in his leg because he fell several times. It took 5 takes. It's bananas.
Even though the crocs were restrained, you're still running on top of crocodiles. Like, I don't know if they got awards for stunts, but they really ought to have gotten awards for some of the risks that these stuntmen used to take in these films. It's insane.
It's iconic. It's got good music behind it. It's got good
crazy
scenes.
Long chase sequence with an angry
with the boat,
an angry Louisiana cop.
As James Bond is being chased down, he's trying to chase James Bond at the same time. We almost do like a Blues Brothers thing on some level. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of like Blues Brothers. It just keeps getting more and more ridiculous as it goes, and you don't know when it's gonna stop.
And they do a really fun stunt in this movie several times in that boat chase scene, where they have the boats go over land, like they go over a dike, they get into another piece of water and keep going. That's really fun.
So I would say at least high B. I don't know if it's an A tier. I think high B because the stuff you mentioned, like we have good things to say about it, but the movie is still slow. There's still goofiness. I don't know what to call it, like just the general kind of clunkiness of this era. As much as it gets reduced over time, it's like, it's better than From Russia with Love, that's for sure. I just don't know if it's like A tier because there's films, more exciting ones that are on here. So I'm gonna put it in high B.
Yeah, I agree.
The Man with the Golden Gun. You know, I didn't know Christopher Lee was in the James Bond films. I also didn't know he's apparently the inspiration for James Bond in the Ian Fleming novels. It's very appropriate.
Which makes total sense.
And the character that he plays too, very appropriate. I think in the villain tier list, we actually ranked him number 1. He's the most, the coolest villain.
Really good villain.
In the whole franchise right here. This is a Bond film you'd easily just recommend to someone. If you haven't seen like a 70s Bond film, this is the one to watch.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And like, not to just simply praise this movie because Christopher Lee is in it, but like he does such a good job. And part of that too is that the dialogue is good in this movie. The plot is honestly really great. And Scaramanga is a really good villain because he's also an assassin, and he's not some asshole trying to destroy the world. He's not some, mustache twirling schemer. He is also a professional. His connection to James Bond is basically he's a professional that wants to show that he is the best at his craft. I'm the best in the business. I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And outside of that, you're nothing to me. I don't think about you outside of that.
I think what's also interesting is that he's trying to prove it to himself. He's not trying to prove it to James Bond. Whereas a lot of these guys are trying to prove something to James Bond. They're trying to beat him in a male ego thing. Whereas Scaramanga's the first character we really see who doesn't give a fuck about that at all. They still have some pretty swanky ass stuff in this film. There's a dojo scene I remember that makes no sense. There's almost another boat sequence. Oh right, and the stunts. This is the film where they have the corkscrew car jump. Yeah, which was real, apparently. It's sped up in the shot to make it look cooler. The stuntman drove the car that way. It's insane.
See?
The female lead is really stupid, but I don't think she's bad. She's just stupid. We have a thing or two to say about the gender politics of the Bond films. Of course, many things have been said about them. Many things will be said about them. I don't think she's a bad character. She's just not a smart character. She's getting hard carried by Roger Moore.
She almost kills James Bond with her ass. She is stupid. She's not a bad character, but she is dumb. Speaking, we always have to mention good henchmen. Knick-Knack, love me Knick-Knack.
Him and Scaramanga just felt kind of like a neat duo. Scaramanga's also like a henchman. In any other movie, he would be the guy that James Bond would have to fight. So, A tier.
Oh, we're putting
up.
in an A tier?
I think so.
I can accept this, at least for the moment.
Hey, what are you doing?
Speaking of not A tier, The Spy Who Loved Me.
What do you mean? I remember as a kid thinking this movie was so cool. As an adult, I'm watching a different film. This is a James Bond film that is carried entirely by the henchman. As the henchman is the only good part of the film.
He's not just the best part of the film. The henchman is Jaws, probably the most iconic henchman in James Bond. The guy is crazy. And in the video games, he always has more HP than anyone else, which is why it's really fun to have an army of NPCs that you go against that are all Jaws. He can take an entire clip to the face.
Wow.
Which is just accurate.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
I think he gets shot in the face and his teeth deflect the bullet.
He does.
Jaws also subverts James Bond. Usually, most of the henchmen, right, they're just gonna die. They exist to be killed. Jaws breaks that rule. And he breaks that rule because he's unkillable. He's got main character energy, but he's not the main character.
Women drivers.
Quiet.
What? Whoa, Bond, what are you doing? Fucking Bond is literally doing nothing. He's just a very fun time.
Yeah.
The actual movie, though, was unremittent dog shit. If this movie had the production qualities and pacing and stuff of the 60s films, it would easily be at the bottom of F tier. This movie was so stupid. It was so stupid. And it's stupid because it's doing that thing I talked about where it wants to be taken seriously as it's being done. The villain in this film, the Fishman, who he is, the Fishman makes no sense. What he wants to do is retarded. There's just no logic or fleshing out of it at all. He just wants to drown the world because. No genocidal ideology. He's not doing it to make money. He's just doing it because he's crazy. And these people are serving him because they're crazy. Furthermore, I think I pointed this out. Thunderball, the villain has a reason not to kill James Bond. The Fishman has no reason not to kill James Bond. James Bond walks onto his base where Fishman could kill him, but then he allows James Bond to walk off of his base, go drive around in the cliffs of Italy. Jaws is now trying to kill him, along with the woman who was on Fishman's base with the helicopter. And it's what are we doing? What are you people doing? I don't fucking understand. This is so stupid. If you're trying to kill Bond, why not kill him when he's literally defenseless, disarmed on your property? Do you know? I don't have a fucking explanation.
No, I don't have a good explanation either. Outside of the main villain's an idiot.
I mean, he thinks he's a fish man. He thinks like a fish. The spy who loved me is this Russian woman who is absolutely intelligent, and she finds out that James Bond killed her lover and she doesn't care at all. You know, not even in a villainy way. She just doesn't give a fuck. She's completely fine with. She's the main girl, which means she has to love James Bond. Roger Moore has this weird thing where he just expects to get every woman, and not in the way that Connery does. Like, Connery will force himself onto a woman. Roger Moore does not force himself, but he still acts as if the woman is just supposed to be his. She's just supposed to be.
I don't disagree. This film kind of shows, I think, some of the greatest weaknesses of the Moore films, and we harped on him so much, but the fish man is just stupid. His plan is stupid, his reasoning doesn't exist, and as much as I love Jaws, the way he tries to kill people is like he's like Dracula from like the 1930s, where he like really
tries to bite them, yes.
Yeah, tries to bite them. And he also, like, they're in like Cairo or whatever, and they like drive out to this like ruins, and there's a really weird scene. Jaws, who's like the least stealthiest motherfucker alive,
being stealthy,
stalking James Bond. By the way, if I remember correctly, he drove them out there. There's no actual reason for him like
to be stealthy after,
them.
Just not just eat them with his bare teeth, like as soon as he gets there. This is like actually a common thing, is a lot of these characters in these films are not inconspicuous at all. Jaws is definitely one of them. Also, no one in the universe looks like Jaws. This man is like 8 feet tall and he has metal teeth and he looks like that. But the film...
Yeah, you know who this guy is.
This film at least moves faster, so it's not boring, but it's frustrating because it's stupid. Actually, no, that's not true. It is boring. I think the part where they're in the submarine is actually boring, because by that point, it's so stupid all the time that I'm just bored of the stupidity and I want to get to the end.
Yeah.
I'd put it in
I put it
D.
in top of D.
Yeah, we're very backloaded right now. D tier is our most famous tier.
Well, it will change. I promise you, it'll probably change.
Oh, on the list we had Spy Who Loved Me above You Only Live Twice.
I feel like
I don't know,
overselling You Only Live Twice, because the goofiness is fun, but it's also really stupid.
It is stupid.
And it's also poorly paced. Like, James Bond has to marry a random woman like partially through the
movie, my god, to become a ninja.
Guy.
Yeah. The thing is, The Spy Who Loved Me, I enjoyed it less and less the longer we watched it, but You Only Live Twice, I didn't have this crash out of I'm just not enjoying it. I am genuinely torn. Because Spy Who Loved Me starts out strong, but it gets dumb. Right. And unlike You Only Live Twice, I don't give a fuck about the battle in the end of The Spy Who Loved Me. It's so dumb, I don't care what happens. Maybe this is the wrong choice. I don't know.
I'm going to double down with what I originally said. The Spy Who Loved Me is the top of D tier. That's where it belongs.
That was close. All right, let's just move on. Fuck it. Moonraker. Spy Who Loved Me 2.0. So Moonraker and Spy Who Loved Me were directed by the same guy. And You Only Live Twice, ironically. All three of those films were made by the same guy, and they're very similar.
The plot is the same. It's just different characters. Some guy who is a billionaire, who is eccentric, is doing something in order to destroy the world.
There ain't nothing eccentric about this fucking toad. Like, this fucking this guy.
He looks like if you took the actor who plays Riker from The Next Generation and then like Peter Dinklage and fuse them together.
He is tasteless. He's boring. He doesn't matter. He doesn't act with anything, with pomp or resolve or eccentricity or intrigue. He's just flat. I am a man and I am gonna do this because I'm this. He's just Fishman, but on land. That's what he is.
But he's still better than Fishman.
He is better than Fishman.
For a simple reason.
He's stern. he's stern. And I think the reason he's stern is because they told him you're playing a Nazi.
Well, so that's one of the reasons why he's better than Fishman, is that this guy has an actual reason to be destroying the world.
It's
right. At least they gave him something.
They gave him a reason. Yeah.
He's a Nazi. He read Nietzsche and he took the wrong message.
Hey, whoa. Let's not pull Nietzsche into this guy's world. Like, he convinced an army of people to, like, go with him into the Amazon, into a temple as well. It's so weird and goofy.
You know, he has this Ubermensch thing going on.
Yeah.
That he really cares about. That gives him something.
It also suffers from the weird, like, the villain could have killed Bond and had no reason not to. At least the one that's established by the film, like in Thunderball. I guess in his case, MI6 doesn't know what he's up to, but in Thunderball, the character can't kill Bond, but he wants to, okay? And he's getting closer and closer to doing it as the movie goes on, and eventually he tries. This guy tries. He simultaneously acts like he's not doing it at all, even though he clearly is. His argument for not killing Bond immediately, like Thunderball, does not work, because in Thunderball, Bond hasn't gotten close enough yet, but in this guy's case, Bond literally has gotten close. He's in your house. He's sleeping with your woman. He's looking into boxes and, like, learning shit. Like, what are you doing? This doesn't make any fucking sense. At least in Thunderball, Bond was not yet close. It makes no sense. It makes even less sense because he can't kill Bond, but he kills a woman right in front of Bond and acts like he didn't do anything. This movie it's so clunky and weird. I don't understand it at all.
I'm gonna praise this film a little bit because the opening sequence is badass. It's James Bond fighting a bunch of guys in an airplane. The plane is now crashing and we jump out and we fucking fight Jaws and several other dudes skydiving. Again, this isn't CGI. They use actual stunt actors to fight each other in the air. It's bananas.
Yeah,
and then because Jaws is fucking immortal, he is the Highlander. He cannot be killed. He drops to the earth, crashes into a circus, and survives. Another positive thing, and it's so small, is that the main villain loses his other henchman early on, and I don't know what it is, if there's like a henchman, like 1-800-HENCHMANS or us or something, but like Jaws is available if you need a new henchman. And he's like, oh shit, yeah, bring him on board.
Yeah, that's where the movie knew what it was doing. It's winking at itself with Jaws, and that stuff does work pretty well. They gave him a girlfriend in this film, and I find it so interesting because it's clear by the way that this is shot and the girl that they chose that she's supposed to be like ugly. Their idea is that this is an ugly girl because he's kind of an ugly looking guy and they're like meant to be or whatever. But I'm looking at this like she's not actually ugly. She's actually very normal looking. Yeah, Jaws is great. The other henchman is so random and stupid. He just like jumps out of nowhere in Italy dressed in a kendo outfit or whatever to fight Bond. It's okay.
Hi, sir.
Okay.
You seem to be in the wrong movie.
It's one of those things where, what the fuck are you doing, movie?
Another thing, too, is they have Jaws betray the main bad guy at the end. There's an implication that Jaws, and in particular his girlfriend, are too ugly to be part of this Ubermensch society.
Yes.
And, like, if I was in the place of, like, the bad guy, right, and I see Jaws because James Bond is kind of egging him on, and, like, I'd be like, Jaws, listen, you're like a 7'6", like, behemoth. You've literally been shot at, dropped out of the sky. Your genes will be part of the Ubermensch, let me tell you.
He loses because he betrays his henchmen in one of the stupidest ways. Yeah. So where do we rank it? You know.
It is above The Spy Who Loved Me.
Oh, for sure.
But not by
No. It's above C. Well, it's like top of C tier, I think. It's at least top of C. I would watch this movie again. Spy Who Loved Me would piss me off if I watched it again. But if I watched Moonraker again, I would like, even though it's equally as dumb, Moonraker's worst moments are at the beginning, middle, whereas Spy Who Loved Me are the middle and the end. We did rank it above From Russia with Love.
Probably is better than From Russia with Love.
But I don't want to put
Because
it into
we're-
B tier.
Well, then From Russia with Love has to drop then. As much as we've praised it, part of the reason why we praised From Russia with Love is just because it's from the 60s and it's a lot better than
Yeah,
the other
we kind of
60s.
have to renormalize the scale given that we have like much better production quality. Yeah. Let's put it. I'd put it below Moonraker. Put it something like this. I don't think Moonraker's in B.
I agree.